What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Bison King from Shuriken Sentai Ninninger. What we have here are the parts of Bison King. First up is Rodeomaru and Bison Buggy, or King Bison Buggy. Now, the two of these guys do combine into probably one of the weirdest alt modes or non-Megazord modes I've ever seen. Rodeomaru is going to ride the Bison Buggy, and to do that we are going to fold his arms up first, flip up his head, kind of move his legs down, and then just kind of drop him right into place. And sometimes that's easier said than done, because a lot of times things don't want to line up with this guy. So we just got to get him in place, and there we go. Rodeomaru and the Big Bison Buggy are a very interesting set of figures. This is the first time that I can remember in recent Super Sentai lore where we have one Zord riding another Zord. I mean, he's literally riding this thing. He's actually prone driving the buggy. And the buggy itself is actually pretty well detailed, even though it is very oddly proportioned. When we get into the transformation into Bison King, you'll see that the body of the entire unit is pretty much just laying flat, and then you pop a piece off to form the head and the upper torso. It's not complicated by any stretch of the imagination. The other thing I find very odd about it is the placement of the star at the back of the unit, and the fact that the wheels aren't actually lined up very well. They are off by several, I'd say about a ½ inch. It's not exactly what I would consider a well put together or well designed vehicle mode. And speaking of not well designed, the clips, it comes with those standard clips that we've been getting with most Zords or most Super Sentai robots for the past couple of years. And those clips, especially in Bison mode, don't hold together very well at all. Rodeomaru is kind of a sad joke of a giant robot. He has no articulation whatsoever, is completely in blue, and doesn't have any real paint detailing on the figure at all, other than the little bits of gold on the chest, arms, and shins. His head is very nicely detailed, but he has no real look to him in the shoulder and arm department. They're just giant blocks with like 3/4 of an arm coming off of it. Standing next to Shinobi Maru, Rodeomaru doesn't look good at all. But I do appreciate the nice molding done on the heads and on the chests. The figure's transformation is very, very simple. To start with, pull off Rodeomaru. Then grab the entire middle section of the figure and pop that off and move it off to the side. Then take the muffler gun and pop that off. And then we have the entire torso of the figure. Stand the figure up, flip out the feet, unpeg the arms, spread the legs, flip the feet up, and there we go, we're done with the body. For the upper torso, we are going to take the section we pulled off, push that out a little bit, and drop it right down into place, and it will snap in. Then take the front bowl section and fold it down a little bit. Once that's folded down, make sure that this section that's connected to his nose ring is folded up. Then reach behind the figure and grab the star, and then slap Rodeomaru back down on top of the figure like he's riding it again. Fold him down like he's riding. And then we're going to drop the ninja star on top of his head. Believe it or not, this is actually a lot harder than it looks. Not gonna lie, Bison King from the front looks pretty cool. He has a very, very beefy look to him. And overall, I do like the aesthetic. The gold, the brown, the reds, the whites, they all work together well. Where the figure has severe problems is when we turn him around and look at him from the side. And oh my God, what is going on in that backpack? This is a hideous backpack, and I can't believe that they just leave it like this. This is how the directions leave it. This is it. This is how they do it. Well, I have a small fix. You're not supposed to be able to do this, but take this whole back section and fold it down. There is nothing stopping it from doing that. In fact, it's almost like it was supposed to do that. And then we could take the robot's legs and actually just fold them up a little bit and just kind of push him up a little bit more than just leaning it on the back. That looks a lot better. That's going to save a ton of room on your shelf. And it's not perfect, but I think it works a little bit better in terms of a backpack. In this mode, Bison King only has one sound gimmick. There are a few other sound gimmicks that we can get out of this figure. By pushing this button here on the side and then pushing the button on the top, we can get some more sounds. Before we get to the combination, I do want to show off the fact that he does have some arm possibility, and this is about it. But I also want to comment about one other thing. This thing feels very sloppy and slapdash. And the reason I say that is because nothing really holds together all that well. The clips here that hold the bison in place flop around pretty easily. These bits move around. He can come undone. Rodeomaru can come off the top of the figure very easily. The arms do have a tendency to pop off sometimes. That's part of the transformation or the merge with the Shinkenjin. And then the legs. The legs, they're just there. But it's a Super Sentai figure, so kind of expected that. Size-wise, the main mech and Bison King are roughly the exact same size. I think there's maybe a couple millimeters difference going to the height of the main mech. Overall, though, I think the two of them together look pretty interesting. You have cowboys versus ninjas. I would approve of him being a pirate, but that's just me. Okay, so how do we merge these guys up? Well, it's interesting. We're going to have to completely rip him apart. Are you really surprised? Ripping Bison King apart is overly simple. In fact, it's disturbingly simple. As I said, things have a tendency to come off very easily, and he does hold together somewhat okay, but there are issues. And I already stated the issues being that he just doesn't hold together well in some instances. He's not a bad figure, I want to point that out. He just doesn't feel all that together, if that makes any sense whatsoever. He doesn't feel good. His additional shoes that I just clipped on, they're only held on by one peg, which does worry me a bit, but there's not much I could do about that. So yeah, just be wary that things could fall apart at any second, and there's not much you're going to be able to do about it. It's really annoying and really kind of disturbing, but that's just the way Bandai assembled him, I guess. I will admit the way the arms transform are probably my favorite. You flip out the giant fists and then slide this whole section over one of the existing fists. See the little tassel that's in there? That just slides right into the fist, therefore giving you a bigger fist! The resulting mech, known as King Shuriken, is massive. It is easily several inches, I'd say 6 inches bigger than the original figure. You are still being piloted by Shinobi Maru, but you've got everything here. And I went ahead and did my fold-up job here on the back. That allows you to snap in the original disc right there. This is an impressive looking combination. I actually do like it a lot. However, it is fiddly as heck. The fists here have a tendency to collapse as soon as you start fiddling with them. The arms themselves do not feel stable, especially with Yellow's arm here. You see that clicking motion. The legs are incredibly floppy, and if they did not include the engine piece that connects to the hips, it would be well falling over. And then the feet. Oh, the feet. They are the biggest problems of them all because they are only held on by one single clip. One stupid little clip right back on the bottom of the heels, or I should say right in front of the heels by the arches. That's all they're held on by, nothing else. There's nothing else holding these sections on. As you see, I could just tip it back and it could fall backwards at any moment. Thankfully, he does have some nice big heels, but otherwise it's just waiting to fall over. I do, however, love what they've done with the sword. I think the sword came out of this looking better than the actual combination sequence. It looks gigantic. It has a massive guard, and the sword itself is just bonkers huge right now. A very, very cool touch, and I got a thing for crazy swords. At the end of the day, Bison King is a figure that I appreciate but don't particularly like, and the list of reasons I don't like it are very long indeed, which I've already explained in this video. It has to do with all the problems, aesthetically and functionally. The biggest problem I have with it is it just doesn't really hold together in either of the modes well. As long as you don't touch it, it looks cool. And then there's that thing with the backpack that just blows my mind. I don't know why they left that in. Even in the show, it looks like that he folds up along his backpack as opposed to just sticking straight out. The other main issue I have with the figure is that its character, or the guy who's piloting it in the show, is a complete and total jerk. Star Ninja is a just completely, wholly unlikable character insofar as the 2 episodes that he's appeared in at the time of this recording. He's kind of like Mach, or Kamen Rider Mach was. Just a complete and total arse at the beginning of the show. He will probably get better, but right now I kind of hate the guy. So gang, I hope you have enjoyed this video review of Shuriken Sentai Ninninger, Bison King. As always, I am baltmatrix, asking you to please like, comment, and subscribe, and please be sure to catch my next video review, and go over to tokunation.com where my good buddy Deno has made an excellent photo gallery. As always, I will catch you next time.